Solano
All right, good.
Synergists.
So, good afternoon. Jocelyne, first, thank you for inviting me to come to your group. We met, I think it was at the Launchpad event in Vacaville, right?
And other times, but yeah.
And other times we've seen each other, but that's when you invited me for this. I was very impressed, right? You were on it. I think it was like 5 months before the event. I was like, that's impressive. It seems like most of these things I do, it's like, hey, can you come tomorrow? Yeah, last minute, exactly. But it's good to be with you. I always enjoy, of course, hanging around with entrepreneurs and business-minded people, but also people that care and are super involved in our community. And I was really impressed with what I heard. All of you, in some way, are involved with this community and support it. And so good to hang out with you. And I tried to scarf down my super bird. I got most of it in, so I'm good. It all worked out. So just to tag back a little bit onto what I said in my 1 minute introduction, I am Tim, and I am the director of Small Business Development Center for both Solano and Napa counties. And we serve about 2,000 small businesses in our two counties. So we keep pretty busy. We are a nonprofit, and as I think Ed pointed out, we get our funding from public dollars. Our primary funder is the Small Business Administration. They give us money to provide technical assistance and support to small businesses. We get about a third of our funding from the state of California. The governor's, it's called GoBiz, the governor's office. It's called the Small Business Advocate. And the rest of the funding comes from our cities and our county. And I'm proud to say that every large city in our county, Vacaville, Fairfield, Benicia, Vallejo, who did I miss? And the city of Napa, thank you, all contribute to the SBDC so that we can provide services to serve small businesses. So, and the nice tranche of funding that we've received over the last 2 years is actually come from the Board of Supervisors here in Solano County. They received, you maybe have heard of American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA for short. All the counties in the country really received money, but every county decided how to use that money. And in our case, Solano, I'm grateful, Solano Board of Supervisors decided that they wanted to spend a fair amount on economic development and supporting our businesses. And so I applaud them. And so we've got a lot of additional funding from them. I mean, like over $1 million over about 2.5 year period, and is unprecedented, really. In fact, I just got back last night from a 2-day statewide SBDC. By the way, just so you know, SBDCs are all across the United States. There's about 1,000 of us, and we're all organized by county. And in the state of California, we had every SBDC center and director from the entire state of California up in Sacramento this week, and they actually asked me to give a presentation about what we were doing with these ARPA funds because nobody else is getting them. So I say that to say thank you, Board of Supervisors. We can all be grateful we're in a county that does care about this. So, yay. So let me talk a little bit more about what we do with that money and how we deliver our services. We really do two primary things with that funding. First, we provide a lot of training programs. Most of those are on Zoom, but not all of them. We're actually getting a lot more requests now to, as the pendulum swings back from the pandemic, to do things in person. So like this. Isn't this cool? We're around people again. I think everyone's still really appreciating that, and I know I do. So, but We have a team of 30 business advisors. They all have lots of expertise in different areas. And the reason I have 30 advisors is because there's a lot of pieces that go into running a business for all of you that run a business. No, right? And I'm going to talk about that in just a second and kind of share what my own background was. And then I'm going to shut up and I want to answer questions, okay? Because I want this to be more discussion than just me talking. But the training is a major piece, and it's on a number of topics. Some of our most popular items or topics are marketing and outreach, and we were talking about how you got your babysitting clients earlier, right? That's so important, right? To understand what is your target customer that you're trying to reach and how do you reach them most effectively. Another big topic for training is access to capital. Sometimes in a business you need capital to grow and to get to the next stage, and so we do a lot of training around that. And in our advisor team, we have a number of advisors who have worked at financial institutions, so they understand. They've been on the other side of the desk for people asking for loans, so they have a pretty good idea of what you're going to need if you need funding. What you need to put in your business plan, what questions you better be prepared to answer, how to put together financial forecasts and all those things that go into getting a loan approved. So that's a big piece. But so the other big area is just one-on-one advising. The ability to sit down with someone to help you, with whatever it is you need help with. Money mentioned a minute ago about succession planning, or maybe you're. I mean, that's a very special thing, right? And so thankfully we had an advisor that was, that was his area of expertise. And so, but it's whatever topic. And I just have to say, as a former business owner, that it is, there's a couple phrases that come out, like it's lonely at the top. You all know that, right? It's like when you're the one in charge, you got to figure out everything, make all the decisions. You have to be, proficient in a lot of different categories. And especially for a first-time business owner, and early on in that, process of owning a business, man, there's so much. And so anyway, so that's what we do in a little bit more detail than I could tell in a minute. Okay. Other programs that we provide, I'll just call this special programs. We have 5 what we call roundtable groups, and we do one of those pretty much in every city in the county. And a roundtable group, kind of like this, we get together. It's a group of business owners. Usually it's between about 15 and 20 people that show up for a couple of hours, and there's usually a little bit of training at the beginning of it. There's then time for people to talk about what are your challenges, what do you need help with. Maybe you have a big decision to make. Maybe you have a problem employee that you need to talk about, and it's a chance to get that input and feedback from others around the room, because if you've got 15 business owners around the room, you might have over 100 years of business experience, right? And that there might be something that individual, somebody else at the table, could speak to help you out, and vice versa. You may have been through something that you can help another person out. So there's a lot of support and encouragement. Mike, you've been in our one in Vacaville, I think, for the last whatever that's been, 2 years. I think it's been going on that Jennifer House runs. So one of our advisors will facilitate those, and it's great. When I owned my own business, I was part of a group like that. So when I came to the SBDC, I really wanted to offer that. So it's been just another way that we can support our small businesses. So can I just tell you my personal story real quick and how I came to this? So my background was I was with FedEx. That was my corporate experience. I was with them for 16 years, and I started in customer service. Then I moved into sales, and then I moved into sales management and went through. When I left there, I was the director of global sales for FedEx, and that was a great job, and it was a great company, but I was on the road about 3 weeks a month, and with a wife and 4 kids at home, that just wasn't working. And so said, okay, it's time to go do something else. So I figured, okay, I know something about business. I think I'll just start my own. And so I did start a company called Prediction Analytics, and we developed really forecasting models and some algorithm stuff to help national retailers and restaurant chains to figure out where they should open their new locations. So if we had, like one of our clients was Applebee's. They wanted to really expand in the Northeast. And so we said, okay, well, we came in and we looked at their data around their existing stores that were the highest performing stores. And we said, okay, where then is the best place for you to go, right down to the block level, right, of where they should be. And then we would give them a forecast, plus or minus 5%, like 4 years out, which is a pretty big deal. If you're about ready to write a check for $3 or $4 million to open a new location, you want to know it's going to work, right, and you're going to make money there. So it was great. We brought in McDonald's, Applebee's, Cracker Barrel, the Gap stores. Did I say Krispy Kreme? All the healthy stuff, right? We were really into that. And that was, it was great. We had the company. I started it, had it for about 4 years. The data that we used to do all this was from Experian. You guys probably know Experian from the credit score people, but they also are big data amalgamator, and we bought the data from them. And Experian got really interested in how we were using their data, so they came in for a visit, and about 2 weeks later they came back and made me an offer I couldn't refuse to sell the company. So I did. And so it was on one hand, it was a really awesome experience because I had the opportunity to take it from idea to selling it and building it along the way. And that's the good part. The bad part was I didn't know how hard this was going to be, man. It was listen, I had a big job at FedEx. I had, 500 people all over the globe, $1 billion plus of revenue responsibility. That was hard. But this was harder in a different way, right? Because, you did have to worry. I mean, I knew, a fair amount about logistics and sales and marketing, but I didn't know all the other things that you had to know. I had a marketing department, I had a finance department, and an HR department. Not so when you're running your own ship, as you all know. So anyway, after I sold the company, I retired for like a short time, and I got really bored in a hurry. I said, I'm not done yet. We got to do something. And I want to do something in my community for a change, right, where I live. And that's when I found out about the SBDC. I live right across the road from Solano College, and they used to host the SBDC. And I was walking my dog over there one day, and I saw this sign that says Small Business Development Center. I was like, that's interesting. I wonder what that is. So I stopped in and talked to the director at the time, and I said, what do you guys do? And so anyway, we got to talk, and asked me my background, and she goes, you should be an advisor for us. And I said, okay, I'll do that. And I'm glad. I loved working with the small businesses, and then an opportunity came up. There was a new host. We're now hosted by the Workforce Development Board over on Chadbourne Road, and they've been without a director for about a year and a half, so they asked me to step into that, and I was like, yes, because it's in my community, and I know how friggin' hard it is to manage a business, and I want to spend the last piece of my career supporting small business owners. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. I love it. This has been my purpose job. But again, I just understand along the way. And then as we've had a chance to work with lots of businesses, I know, it's tough. I mean, the odds are against a small businesses, right? Only 50% make it past 5 years. That's the bad news on average. The good news is if a business gets some kind of coaching help, advising help, you can double your odds, right, of making it long term. I mean, we've got studies that prove that. So that's why we work so hard. That's why I'm delighted to come out, Jocelyne, and answer an invitation to come out, because the more people that know about us, the more people we can help, and this helps these individuals. It helps their families. In a lot of cases, right? Family business. This is multi-generational. So it's an impact, and of course, it contributes to our community and our economy. So, anyway, I'm sorry. That was probably maybe more information that you wanted, but that's what I wanted to share with you today about us. And if you haven't tapped into us, know that you can. There's no cost for our services. You just go to our website on the front page, and it's on the card that we handed out, SolanoSBDC.org. You go on that front page, and if you're interested in working with one of our advisors, you just click Apply Now, and you'll answer a few questions that'll get you into our intake, and we'll get an advisor assigned to you. Or you can sign up for training there. If you can review what topics are coming up over the next month or two, and sign up. And again, there's no cost for that. Again, most of them are on Zoom. So that's how to tap into us. So with that, yes.
That's an in-person event coming up soon for the SBDC, or did it just pass?
We always have something. We did have one that passed. We had an Access to Capital event a couple of weeks ago. But we have a during Small Business Week, which is the first week in May. I think it's May 3rd is the date of it. We're going to actually have an event over. Is anyone know where the Daily Dusk is? Yeah, you familiar with that? It's over off of Chadbourne. Yeah, and
must be having carpeted floors, I hear.
Yeah, it's right near. Yes, yes, it is. And the Small Business Development Center. It's right across. Yeah, we're neighbors in our offices too. That was great plug, buddy. I like that. Yeah.
Know anybody?
It's really we just want to have a little networking event and to celebrate our small businesses, and so we're gonna have some good food and hang out, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the things that we have coming up, and some of the impact that and success of our small businesses, and celebrate them. So thank you.
One more question.
Yes.
Do you have any classes on how to write a Schedule C? How to do obviously we're past the deadline. I did my taxes, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
But I would like to know
Yes.
and understand the Schedule C and deductions better, so I can
Yeah.
prepare myself for next year.
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah. Good
but
question.
I could be better.
Yes.
And a lot of, I think I'm leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. You don't want to do that,
huh?
huh?
How not to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the answer is yes. We have a a CPA bookkeeper advisor. That's her expertise. And actually, we just had a new person we brought in the last month, and so going forward, she's going to start doing some online trainings, and we'll definitely be strategic about that so that we can get it toward the end of the year, or certainly before next April 15th, right?
Right. Well, it's better to start now.
Yeah.
When that year comes, all the paperwork.
No, absolutely.
It's full.
The other part of that she's going to help us with is do trainings on how to use QuickBooks, right? Which is one of the more popular accounting programs out there. Fairly simple to use. But a big part of managing your finances and getting ready for taxes is that chart of accounts, right? Get everything set up right from the beginning. So we actually send any like brand new businesses that we help establish. We'll if the business owner wants it, we'll connect them with her so she can help with that setup. So it's good to go from the beginning. So yeah, great question. Yeah, Monty.
Not a question, just I want to recognize Tim and the things that he's done with SBDC. I've obviously been in business here in the county for a long, long time and been involved with SBDC for many years, long before Tim became the director. And it's never been as strong, as vibrant as it is, and offer as many business-related programs that they do now. It's due to his vision and his leadership. This organization has gotten to where it's at. And when he thanked our county supervisors for utilizing some of the ARPA money to help small businesses here, again, it's his leadership, his vision, his programs that are successful, that he's able to go to the county and go, this is what we do, this is why we do it, and this is why you need to give us some money to help support this. So it's what you've been doing that has made SBDC what it is for our county. And like you said, the other counties now that are following your lead, that's the best compliment that you can get in your industry, is when other organizations that do the same thing are looking to you to improve their program. So that's off to what you're doing.
Man, thank you so much. Yeah. That means a lot. Thank you, Monty. I really appreciate it. This is just really gratifying and fulfilling work. This is my purpose job. And
well, I knew Tim before he got this job, and when I heard that he got it, I was just so happy. I know this organization is going places. So it worked out well.
I appreciate it. It's definitely been a labor of love, and I'm a man of faith, and I believe that this is where I'm supposed to be right now. So,